Today I will explain you how elements react with water. So that is the second chemical property we are going to discuss. First I will tell you how metals react with water. And this can be easily explained with the help of an example of sodium. Now sodium, you all have read that it is highly reactive element and its symbol is Na. Now this can be understood with the help of activity, and for that activity you need sodium metal. Now what you have to do, you have to take a very small piece of sodium metal and then clean it with a filter paper. Now in a very small trough you have to take water, fill it with water, and this water is to be kept aside once. The piece of sodium metal which you have took, you have to put that piece in this water. And what you will notice that the sodium metal, the piece which you have put in the trough of water, it will start moving very fast with a hissing sound. It will produce a hissing sound and let it stop. Then it will stop, it will catch fire. And if you will touch that trough after that process has stopped, then you will notice the trough will turn hot. This is because when sodium reacts with water, a lot of heat is liberated or generated that has made the water hot. And sodium is considered as a highly reactive metal, and this is the reason we store sodium in kerosene. It is never stored in water and it reacts very fast, very vigorously with water, and we store it in kerosene for our safety. How it reacts? What is the reaction? Sodium metal, it reacts with water and it will lead to the formation of sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas will be liberated in this reaction. This is sodium metal, water, and on reacting it will produce sodium hydroxide along with liberation of hydrogen gas. So hydrogen gas liberation is basically an indication of that metal is reacting with water. And if you carry out this process with other elements also, other metals I will be talking about, then you will notice that hydrogen gas is liberated there. Next I will tell you how reaction with magnesium takes place. Now magnesium. Magnesium, everybody knows the symbol of magnesium. It is Mg. Now magnesium reacts mildly. Mildly means it will not react very fast with cold water. Whereas if you have hot water, then it will react vigorously. Vigorously means very fast. So this you have to keep in mind that when it is cold water, there will be mild reaction of magnesium, whereas when the water is hot, there will be vigorous reaction. And how the reaction occurs? Magnesium reacts with water and will lead to the formation of magnesium. What it will be formed? Hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide along with the liberation of gas. So this is how magnesium metal reacts. This you have to keep in mind that when it is reacting with cold water, it will react very mildly. Sometimes you will notice that if you are testing with litmus paper, you will find that it is showing no result with the litmus paper we are using. If you are using a red litmus paper, then you will think that there will be no reaction occurring. It means it is because of the mild reaction taking place, whereas when you are using hot water, it will show very good response, and you can easily test that by using the litmus paper. Then I'll tell you about zinc, another metal. Now zinc is and iron. Symbol is. Now if you will notice that zinc and iron both will not react with cold water, both will not react with hot water. Now they are not reacting with cold water as well as with hot water. So still you might be noticing that iron is rusting. Iron is rusting because of the presence of water plus oxygen should also be present there, and it is a very slow process. Now here I am just talking about how it reacts straight away with water. If there is just water present, how it will behave. It will not react with cold water, will not react with hot water. What it will do, if you are having steam present, then iron will react with steam, and it means if you are heating water for long and it has turned to steam, that time it will react with iron. So iron also is showing reaction with water, but the state is steam, means it will not react with hot and cold water. Zinc will show no reaction with hot and cold water. Another example of copper. Again, copper will show no reaction with hot and cold water. Not even if you are boiling the water, still it will show no reaction. So these are the 5 examples I have told you. First I told you about sodium, then I told you about magnesium, then zinc, then iron, and then copper. That how these metals behave when they are allowed to react with water. So this was all about your metals. I have given you a few examples. Then second case is how the non-metals react with water. Non-metals do not react at all with water. They show no reaction with water. If you talk about any of the non-metal like sulfur, your carbon, straight away they cannot react with water. What reaction we have discussed in the previous video about how reaction with oxygen takes place. There first they are reacting with oxygen and then that oxide reacts with water. So non-metals do not react with water. There will be no release of hydrogen gas. That also you have to keep in mind.